Alright, I am on the trail. Well, I don't know what time it is now, but I started walking at like 7. This morning there's been several instances or I should have videoed when I was going through one, but while some of the trail is still foresty and pine under the feet, there's also a bunch of fields of rock, and stuff like that, which is marginally more annoying to walk through, but that's okay. Today's pretty flat. I'm debating. There's a road at mile 10 that goes like 2 miles to a resort, and I'm debating trying to hitch to the resort to get a meal at the restaurant, honestly, because I've been eating through my food too fast. Oh, there's one of the rock fields you can see. So sometimes it's been going through like that. So I'm debating going into the restaurant, especially if I can get a hitch. Because if I have to walk there and back, it's probably not worth it. But if I could get a hitch there, I think it might be worth it. Yeah, I've been eating through, especially my breakfast, too fast. I packed like 7 layer bars for my breakfast, and they're so good. I've been eating that. I'm supposed to only eat them for breakfast, but then the past 2 nights, I think I also had one after dinner. So I'm a little low-ish on food. But I don't want to waste too much of my day. But I think honestly at this point I'm leaning towards heading in, especially if I can get a hitch. And then just dealing with the fact that I'll have a longer day than usual afterwards. Because that just sounds really nice to me. But yeah, today is mostly flat. There's a climb after the road to the resort, but it's pretty dang flat today, which is nice. I'll be trying to do another, 21-ish, but we'll see, especially if I go in for that meal. Yeah. Alright, so I actually ended up deciding not to go into Fish Lake Resort. I just crossed the highway that goes that way. Partially because I didn't want to try to hitch. The cars were going super fast. I don't know. It's 2 miles away. It just seemed like a hassle, even though I would love a restaurant meal. It didn't feel worth it, and I have a bit of momentum right now that I don't want to give up. But I'm telling myself that the compromise is, this probably means I'll get in a couple extra miles today, which means in a couple days, I'll get to Mazama Village. I don't know. It's by Crater Lake. Faster, and then can do a nice meal there. So that's what I'm telling myself. And I do have enough food and charge, plausibly. I'll just have to, maybe ration a little, but I might not even have to do that. So, it's fine. But for now, I've got about a 4-mile climb, but it's relatively gradual. So, I'm gonna lock in and do that. Alright, I'm taking my lunch break. I've gone 16 miles. I'm trying to, and for no reason, I guess, but I'm trying to go 7.5 more and do a 23 something, because, I don't really know why, because in a couple days, not tomorrow, but the next day, I'm gonna have to camp before the crater rim anyway. So it really just like forces that day to be shorter. That day might end up being like 15 or 16 miles. So it's a little silly because I could stop a couple miles earlier and then have a more normal day. But I don't know. It might be nice to have a short day then, and I can shower and reset and everything. But yeah, gonna go 7.5 more today. I've been feeling pretty good recently, like the past few weeks, both like physically, but also just like about the trail and hiking and stuff like that in general, which has been nice. Also, for anyone curious, one of my stranger trail food combinations is I like eating beef jerky and dipping it in peanut butter. I think I figured that out somewhere in the Sierras because I was sick of peanut butter and was just trying to figure out like how I could get it down. Um, and the answer is beef jerky. I think it's a great combination. But everyone else probably thinks that's crazy. All right, I did my 23 and a half, and I'm at where I'm gonna set up camp, I guess. I briefly thought about when I got here continuing on because I literally got here like a little bit before 3, and I am getting to the point in my hike where like as much as I've always liked stopping early in the day, like you get to a point where you are kind of just bored. There's not a whole lot to do. And so I feel like recently I've been a little more inclined to go later or like to hike more or just to like shift my day a little later. So I thought about continuing on, but I think 23 and a half is plenty for me, especially because at Crater Lake I'll be forced to camp before the rim. Um, so here I am, chilling and eating beef jerky and peanut butter.